Hi everybody, and thanks for being here. I'm Federico Ferrari, application specialist for Carel's refrigeration marketing unit, and I work for refrigeration racks, compressor racks, and condensing units. And in this presentation, I will introduce you to our new micro rack application for simple compressor racks and condensing units. So, this is our new range of controllers for such applications, and it comes in 3 models. The panel, which is the most basic hardware, the DIN medium with a built-in display, and the advanced version, which has no built-in display but an external one. We will see the difference from the hardware point of view, but I can already tell you that it's the same software on each model, and also each model of the range comes with a Bluetooth and NFC. In fact, what we will see and highlight is that the main new in this range is the connectivity, which has improved a lot, and they jumped in the digital era. To give you an overview of the application we are covering with this product, we go from the simple condensing unit, the naked one, with really just the simple bare minimum, to more advanced condensing units, and also small compressor racks with a few compressors. The software supports up to 4 compressors in one line and 2 on the second line. So we are talking mainly about refrigeration retail applications, and condensing unit for a convenience store. The key benefits of this solution are several, and I will start from the most evident one, the connectivity, because this allows us to interact with the product in a whole new way. Since all products comes with NFC and Bluetooth, it's possible to configure the units just from the palm of your hand with our app, which is Applica. And you can connect both with Bluetooth from remote. And with NFC, you can just place your smartphone on our controller, and it will upload on the smartphone the configuration. The interesting thing about this is that you can do it with the units switched off. So with no power on, you can just take the configuration from the units and maybe copy on another units. On the Bluetooth, on the other hand, you can do much more because you have a real-time interaction, and that allows you to see the data log in real time with the trends of pressure and temperatures. And that's especially useful maybe in troubleshooting or during the commissioning. And also the controller remember up to 1 week of data. So there is a small data log. For more than 1 week, you can adopt a supervisory system like our BOSS range. Then all the range of micro rack, so from funnel to medium to advanced, comes with a built-in BMS. So there is the direct possibility to connect to supervisory system each controller with a dedicated port in a serial RS485. These enable additional function from our supervisory system, which is BOSS, such as the floating suction, which is an advanced mode to increase even more the energy efficiency, controlling the suction temperature, and decrease as much as possible the delta pressure, so to save energy. It's also a flexible controller coming in different hardware sizes. It has different combination of input and output, and it will cover different applications from the cheapest to maybe something more advanced with the external display. Also on the software are embedded a wide spectrum of refrigerants, all the HFC, HFO, also subcritical CO2. And in the most advanced model, we have also a built-in SSR, which enable the use of, for example, digital scroll compressors. On the other 2, it's still possible to use digital scroll compressor using the 0 to 10 volt output signal and using an external SSR, for example. As mentioned, it embeds also some high efficiency functions. I spoke about the floating suction, which requires the BOSS supervisory system. Embedded, there is also the floating condensing mode, which adapt the condensing point to reach the lowest pressure condition according to the ambient temperature, and that for sure saves energy. In addition to that, we have the support to variable speed compressor controlled with a 0 to 10 volt signal, or via field bus. To complete the whole package, there is a software suite composed by different softwares, which we'll see in details later on in the presentation. And I also already mentioned Applica for your smartphone. Some technical features, which are maybe more technical stuff, and you can find it also on the technical leaflet. But the whole micro rack range can manage 2 independent suction lines, and on one that can be up to 4 compressors, and on the other up to 2 compressors. On each line there can be a modulating compressor via 0 to 10 volt or using unloaders or using the digital scroll SSR. There is the support for a single condensing line with up to 4 fans and modulating with a 0 to 10 volt signal. Of course, I'm listing all the features. Then the compromise is with the IOs. So according to the input and output available, you can configure this function or not. There is the protection of the compressor from liquid return with the measurement of superheat. So that's an additional function that gives more reliability to the condensing unit or the compressor racks. And as mentioned, the floating suction and condensing for energy saving. Some hardware characteristics, it's powered by a 24 volts power source. It has, well, this list of digital input and output. It's a thing that you can find on the technical leaflet as well. And it's easy to mount on the panel with this removable screw connector. As mentioned, the BMS port always available for the connection to supervisory system, and NFC and Bluetooth. The other 2 versions has some additional input and output. One analog input and one digital output, and on advanced the SSR for the digital scroll compressor. The main new thing is the user experience enabled by the connectivity. There is the app, Applica, but also the display has been improved a lot with a touch buttons with different colors, and also on the display there are 2 separate lines to display 2 information at the same time with different colors to improve the readability of the display. It's IP65 for more protection against water and the dirt. Now some details about the connectivity. I mentioned Applica, but there are also other softwares to be used with microrack. And it starts with the production line, then some tool dedicated to commissioning, and also to maintenance and service. The production line thought to mass production of big volumes of condensing units. It's a software that let the OEM to configure each microrack directly from the production line. There is no user interface, it's just a command line software to give it more flexibility to be embedded in each OEM software tools for configuration. Then another tool is Spark, thought for the technical offices. And here the advantage is that you can prepare a configuration file just acting on your PC with the table with all the parameters. And once you prepare the configuration table, you can upload it directly on the micro rack in production line, for example, with Sparkly, as mentioned before, or via Applica, the app for smartphone, or even Applica Desktop, which is another app, a version for desktop for PC of Applica. And here, finally, we come to Applica, which is a very handy app. Here you see some screenshots of the different display that you can see, starting from the scheme of the unit, the circuit, with the main information about the pressure, the suction pressure and temperatures, also which compressor is switched on and off. It gives you a global overview. Then the menu, where all the parameters are grouped by category, so it's easy to find the parameters for compressor, fans, and so on. And very interesting for commissioning, the data log in real time, and also the historical data for the last week, as mentioned at the beginning. I invite you to play with this app at our stand, because we have several micro-rack installed, all functioning, and you can play with the app, and I will show all the data log and the trends with the measurement of pressure and temperatures. And that's all. And if you have any question, feel free to ask, and I wait you at our stand for a hands-on presentation. Thank you very much.